Today we're talking to Miss Valerie, one of our children's minister. Hope you enjoy it. And I'm ready to go get the apple by blender. I got it.
Hello, Val.
Hey. Yachty, he follows me everywhere I go. Like, I'm never still, so I'm always walking from one room to the other, and you can just hear his little collar just going ching, 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 and his little feet trying to keep up everywhere. Actually, he is the biggest Yorkie I've ever seen. He's 13 pounds. He is all muscle. He is the most athletic dog you will ever find. If he gets out the front door, he's gone. And I mean, he is like a flash. We have pictures of him like turning corners, all four legs up off the ground. And he just thinks it's a game. And usually Brady's the only one who can catch him. I'm like, Brady, Yachty's out. So I like to run, and he will go and runs with me, and he can go a good 3 miles without even stopping.
Do you run every day?
Well, I try to work out 5 days a week. So at least 3 of those days I'll do a run. I have a treadmill at home, and so usually I do that. But since the quarantine, I mean, everybody's been outside, and Yachty loves it. So sometimes the boys will ride their bikes, or they have these motorized scooters. So they'll do that, and I'll run with Yachty. So it's just a big outing.
Like, you have a lot of that inherent, just like, activity is the fuel. And helps
Yes.
to continue to keep your tank going.
Yeah.
And that's such a blessing.
Yes, and also a curse. I think I will go until I literally physically cannot anymore. And then I take a nap and then get up and go more. Well, ideally, of course, like a 2 to 3 hour nap would be wonderful. Like, I could do that daily and go to bed at 9 and be totally fine and sleep through the whole night. Like, I have a slight sleep problem. But I really do think it's because I just go 100% all the time and then just crash. But sometimes I'll do power naps. You know, it just depends on how much time I have. Like yesterday, we were at the baseball field, and I was like, I am so tired. So I have one of those big pods that you can sit in. Have you seen those under the weather pods?
Those look awesome.
Yeah, that's the best invention ever, because Yachty comes, and then Eli wants in, and then Eli has a friend in. So I got, for my birthday, my mom got me one of those mega pods, which seats 4 people, and is really fun to watch me fold that sucker up. But so I was tired. I'm like, I'm gonna lay down right now. And so I was like in the middle of a crowd,
right,
and just took a little nap, just laid on the ground.
That sounds glorious.
I know, right?
Oh man, yeah, I'm a little bit jealous of that.
Yeah,
it would look a little weirder if I didn't have a pod.
that's true. True. And I wouldn't do it if I didn't have a pod.
It would be a bold move,
Yes.
To say the least.
Yes. We've been, like everyone else, been stuck inside for so long. He was so excited to get back. No, Eli stopped his baseball career.
Okay.
He decided last fall he didn't want to play anymore, and he has really picked up basketball.
Okay.
So, and he loves it, and he's so good at it, and so I'm really glad he's found his thing. He was great at baseball too, but he didn't love it, and that's silly to spend that much time and energy and money on something you don't love.
It doesn't really matter how good you are at what if it's not tapping into that passion and motivation inside.
Of course, he likes to, take the ball down the court and shoot a lot.
Yeah.
But he's also tall for his age, and he can really play anywhere.
How old is he now?
He's 9, and he'll be 10 in 2 months. The boys have their birthdays are a day apart in July. Well, 3 years in a day. So Eli's is the July 28th, and then Brady's is July 29th. Well, Matt's birthday is July 4th. So he thinks that all the fireworks are for him.
I mean, that's a logical thought process.
Yeah. Exactly. They start practicing right after Christmas, and then starts playing maybe the end of February, 1st of March, and then usually it's about every single weekend until the middle of July. And it depends when their World Series is. There's lots of stuff. You just have to be very flexible and ready to go all the time, and have lots of snacks. At this house, all sports. And when I say at this house, I don't mean me. If there is a sporting event on TV, I don't care what it is. I can be in the room, even looking at the TV, and a million miles away. I really could care less. I would much rather be like crafting or doing a workout or spending time with my friends. Really, I could care less unless it's my kids playing, and then I am all on board for watching. But it's so much all the time. Like in the mornings, they used to watch cartoons. Now it's Skip Bayless and all the other annoying. I know. I'm not a Skip fan.
Get them off of Skip Bayless. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you were saying, just their knowledge of sports is unbelievable. When Brady was, I think he was under 3, because Eli wasn't born yet, and I would just type in like NFL sports team logos and on my phone, and I would just swipe, and he knew them all, the city and then the team. He would just it was unbelievable how much he knows, and just stats. Like he'll say, back in 1953 so and so did so and so, and I'm just, yeah, so cool.
Little encyclopedia.
Yeah.
I see so much of myself within that context, just spouting numbers to whoever is within earshot.
They play this game, and it's called Mama Trivia, and they will come up with questions for me, and they know I don't know the answers, but I always have a few up my sleeve. Like I'll answer with, it's usually either Michael Jordan or Larry Bird or Troy Aikman or Bo Jackson or Nolan Ryan. And none of them are ever right, but they think it's hilarious, and it's a good time.
Those are great answers, though.
I know, right?
Yeah. And that's like being in church and spouting out Jesus and Paul and God.
That's
One
right.
of them's got to land. Like,
Amen. I mean, I do have, things that I like to watch, but I try to be a good sport. And I have watched Vampire Diaries way too many times and love it. Any love movie, like I'm just a hopeless romantic. I love movies. There's one called The Best of Me. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It has James Marsden in it. And also it helps if there's like a heartthrob in it. So I have a thing to where I can't remember some of the movies that I've watched. Like something will be on and I'll say, oh, we should watch that. And Matt says, we did. Like we went to the theater and watched that. And no recollection. It's probably because there wasn't a heartthrob in it. Yeah, I like to craft a lot. Anything that I can do around the house. I consider myself pretty handy. I own all the tools in the house. So if something needs fixed, I'm usually gonna fix it. Well, when I say I mean I'm gonna FaceTime my dad, and he's gonna walk me through it. He's a farmer, and so he can fix anything. I fixed the washing machine. I just installed a new dishwasher. So stuff like that. I just feel like I can do it.
That's awesome.
With my dad.
Hey, nobody does anything without guidance. I mean, like that's the reality of everybody who's gotten to be decent at anything has done it because they've had people who were good at it that they could learn from. Is that something that you find I would guess pretty rewarding.
I do get very proud afterwards. Like, look what I did. I didn't have to call a plumber, or I'll usually call my dad, or like Kelly. Kelly can fix anything too. But yeah, it is very rewarding and saves money. I have a really funny story. So when I was in college, my roommate and we were going to rewire the dryer because the apartment we moved in had a different outlet. And so we just had to basically change the cord on the back. Well, we were such dummies. We didn't turn the electricity off first. And so we got electrocuted.
Oh my God.
I don't know how we weren't really hurt. I called my dad afterwards and he was like, Val, what were you thinking? So I did learn a lot that time to always turn off the electricity and don't stand on a metal ladder while doing that. No, I am actually from West Texas. It's in a little bitty town. No one's ever heard of it, probably, called Friona. So it's an hour southwest of Amarillo. I grew up there since I was born until I left. And yeah, I had a wonderful childhood. I mean, I couldn't have asked for better. It was great. I had great parents, great siblings. Well, growing up, I mean, I have two brothers, and so we didn't always get along, but we do now, and I love them, which I think God was just preparing me, So all the things that come with boys, all the gross, weird boy things are just normal to me, because that's what I'm used to. So growing up on a farm, everybody has to help out. So we were hoeing cotton we were little bitty. I can't believe my dad trusted us not to hoe the cotton and actually get the weeds. At the end, one thing that made it kind of worth it, at the end of the row, at one section of the land, there was a tailwater pit down at the end. So we would hoe down, and then you get to go jump in and swim for a little bit, and then get out, and then go back the other way, come back, jump in and swim. So that was fun. I mean, at the time I hated it. We griped and complained all the time, but that's one of those other things that taught me the value of hard work and manual labor. There's nothing like it. My nickname was Bossy Britches because I was so bossy. I mean, and I still am actually really bossy. You'll have to ask Bill Pratt because he knows. Now that I'm an adult, my mom is my best friend. In high school, my mom and I had a lawn mowing business. So I know it's so random, but we would mow yards for extra money. And we would drive around town, and we had a little trailer. And looking back, those are some of the funniest times. I mean, we would get to laughing so hard trying to lift the huge, buckets of grass into the dumpsters. And we would freeze because we were laughing so hard we couldn't move. And those are just some memories I'll always cherish. And taught me the value of hard work, which is something that you can't replace.
Getting to Edmond, what was the aspiration of a 17, 18-year-old Valerie?
I didn't know what I was doing. So I had some friends from camp that lived here. I went to church camp every year at Camp Blue Haven in New Mexico. So we went first session for 9 years. So those friendships we were tight. And a lot of them were from here. They came Memorial Road, took a big bus. And so I didn't know where I was going to go and went to UCO.
So it was connections from church camp friends.
Yeah.
Praise God for church camp.
And then after school, once I got out, I got a teaching job. I taught third grade. in Edmond. And then
which school was that
at Orvis Reisner.
Lord bless every elementary school teacher across the board. I don't think any of those ages are.
No kidding. The 2 to 3 year is just my favorite. That's the year I teach at Sunshine School. And I love those babies so much.
Precious.
We get them on a pretty good schedule. We do our lessons. I love crafts, so we do lots of crafts. And then we have chapel time, so sing songs. They go to a little music class. We play outside, and then nap time. So getting all 13 of them down at one time, it's just like magic. But it's a great place to be. It's at Edmond Church of Christ, and I just love it. The directors are amazing. They've been so good to me there, and it's great. It's a great place to be.
Yeah.
I like to refinish furniture and paint it. And so pretty much every piece of furniture in my house has been redone. But I redid Eli's dresser over the pandemic. And then I've been sewing a bit. I've been making masks. And so that's kept me really busy, actually. This one I made for Mackenzie and I. It's really cute.
What?
Yeah, it's with our New Hope logo.
Stylish. Wait, how did you do that?
No, just with my little sewing machine. I've been making a bunch of shirts for Brady's baseball team. I like to make I have a water bottle problem like Mackenzie. So I like to do like monograms on those, and just really, there's so much you can do with it. I just feel like it's given us an opportunity to have more family meals together, a lot more bike rides, lots of domino games, which I always win at, by the way.
Domino's an underrated game. People sleep on that.
It is so fun. I am always blamed for cheating, and I never cheat. It's just I am that good at dominoes, and yeah,
I don't losers.
Yeah, every time they're like, "Mama's cheating." No, I don't cheat. I'm just good.
Just accept I'm better than you at this.
Yes, and I don't like to lose though.
The best teachers are the losses, because we don't want to do that again. We don't want to taste that.
No. Yes, you're exactly right. So I go to a couple workout classes, and they're always making fun of me because I'm like, I want to be first. I have to be first. There's this like super intense workout called the Murph, or Murph. I'm not sure exactly, but it is terrible. Like, you run your fastest mile, 300 squat, 200 pull-ups, and then 100 push-ups, and then try to beat that first time. And I mean, I was so exhausted and so tired, but I just couldn't give up. Like, I had to keep going and win, and I did.
So you topped Valerie, who topped the other girls in the class.
Yes. And then for the rest of the day, I was like, today's the 2 to 3 hour nap kind of day. Well, I didn't know going in that we were doing that. I remember doing it last year and thinking, I'm not going on Memorial Day because that was terrible. And then I totally forgot and showed up, and she's like, hey, guess what we're doing? Oh, yay.
That's where we are so different. I would have said, see you next week. And turned and left. I mean, that would have been it for me. Oh, this is the day I don't go to.
Yeah, I don't have the quit in me. I can't quit something. I really feel like it has done us some good. Like I said, we've slowed things down, and so we've been able to have more Bible studies, and just it has made me so much more thankful for everything. Because I feel like we were taking stuff for granted, just being able to fellowship, which the online church I'm so thankful for that. But it, can't beat being able to hug, the necks of our New Hope people.
All right. Well, Valerie, enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, you too. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. We'll see you.
Bye.
Thanks, Misty. I'll see you next time on Quiz Corner.